From 12 News, this is EVB Live.
Still ahead on EVB Live, he's a priest on a cooking mission. So talented, he even beat Bobby Flay in competition. But Father Leo also has an important message for Arizona families. Meet him in just a couple of minutes. Father Leo Patalinghug, better known as the Cooking Priest, is all over YouTube, has been featured on a number of TV networks, hosts his own weekly cooking show, and even has his own cookbook, Grace Before Meals. You may have even seen Father Leo battle it out with the one and only Bobby Flay from the Food Network in his Throwdown competition show, and we are delighted to have Father Leo on EVB. It is great to have you
Thanks.
here. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So first question right off the bat, I have to ask, what was it like to go up against one of my favorites, Bobby Flay?
It's one of mine too. Well, but he made me pray like I've never prayed before.
I bet.
Because I wasn't expecting for him to challenge me.
Yeah.
And so when he did, I said a prayer, and I think it worked because I beat him.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge feather in your cap.
Well, kinda, and I think what he wanted to do was highlight the Grace Before Meals movement, which is to bring families around the dinner table, because honestly, I'm not a professional chef in this regard.
Right.
I don't work in a kitchen, but I try to bring families around the kitchen, and I think he thought the message was good enough, wanted to challenge me, and but it was a real competition. He was working.
And I bet you were sweating away, too.
Oh, I'm in black. Of course I was sweating, you know?
Thank goodness for that.
Holy smoke.
Speaking of which, I'm glad you talked about Grace Before Meals, because I think no matter what religion you have, that, you know what, how do you bring families back to the table without all the distractions, without work and the tech games and all the stuff that's around you?
Well, food is a universal thing, and what people forget is that food is also a religious thing, because the word religion means to be bound together. And if there's one thing that brings our country together is dry turkey one Thursday in November. Are you kidding me? And so I just realized that if we can constantly remind families of this important gift, then what we can do is develop the better gifts, and that's better relationships.
Yeah, and I know earlier this morning you were over at Seton Catholic Prep talking about that very same subject. You mentioned Turkey Day. Okay, so as people start planning their Thanksgiving meals and all those family get-togethers, you've got some really good tips for fall cooking. So let's go over them. First off, explore different spices by using things like curry and chili peppers. Second, break out the blender or food processor for pureed soups made from roasted root veggies and seasonal squashes. That's a good one. And this last one I found very interesting. Make a little extra to remember those less fortunate. Talk about that last point, because we don't hear that very often.
No, not at all. And I think what we have to remember is that food is a gift, and it's really a gift when you share it with people who don't have that. And Thanksgiving just kind of brings about an emotion of goodness. We make extra sandwiches and give it to the people who are in need, but we just forget that, you know, there might be a relative. They don't have to be someone on the street, but just someone who's alone and someone who just needs a little attention. Certainly care for the poor. That's a big deal for me. But just a little bit extra to be shared. Jesus is multiplying meals. You can too.
It's all about giving on Thanksgiving. Okay, but there's also 3 no-nos for Thanksgiving. These are very interesting too. You said don't try a new recipe.
Yeah, no need to show off.
I've done that before, and my pumpkin cheesecake did not turn out very well. Yes. The second one, don't turn down help, especially when people offer it.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no need to be a Superman or a Superwoman in the kitchen. Thanksgiving is about bringing people together, and honestly, they want to get involved, so don't stop them.
Yeah, and then lastly, don't limit Thanksgiving to just one day a year.
That's my big one, because, you know, my family, we ate regularly, and so for us, Thanksgiving, although it is special, it's just us hanging out again.
Having a good time.
Absolutely.
Being close. Giving thanks. Okay, if you would like to see Father Leo, he's holding a presentation tonight and tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at St. Andrew the Apostle Catholic Faith Community off Ray Road in Chandler. Very quick. One last meal. If you had to cook for the Pope, what would you make?
Whatever my mom makes, because she's the best cook ever.
What would she make?
Did you hear that, Mom? Let's see. Pan-fried steak, caramelized onions, garlic fried rice.
Oh, there you go. Have it. Not spaghetti and meatballs, huh?
No.
No Italian food. All right. Well, thank you so much.